I'm going to a bit of an update on the Spiral bus car. It's a good time to do it. Well, everywhere's in an absolute mess, as you can imagine. Obviously, we were with a mega rush job. So I'll do the video now while there's no one here, and I'll just run you exactly where we're up to on the shell. So that's the shell we decided to do. You can see now one of the water radiators is in, some of the wiring, brakes are in, well, yeah, the slave's in, I think the pedals are in, the ABS is in, the tank's in, which is a big deal obviously, the cage is in and painted. So all inside is ready, fire extinguisher's going in. We're still short of the wiring loom, but that's going to have to come out of that because it's a strict wiring loom. And that is about it. But although that doesn't look like a lot of work, that's taken a long time. Well, it's taken the week really to get that sorted. But the big deal is the tank. It's getting everything in reverse. So the tank had to go in, some wiring, brake lines, fuel lines. So you don't really see a massive amount of progress, but there is progress there. The inside, you see the standard we're going to go for, and that's the thing. What slows you down really is your standards, and obviously, even though it's a really fast build, there's a lot of hours gone into it, because what you don't see is how many hours, you know, starting dead early in the morning, working till late at night, you know, more than one person on it. So it does take, you know, the hours do add up, and obviously the graft adds up. But the standards are the thing that when you build a car, it's your standards that will mess it up for you, or slow you down, or a lot of the time it'll put you on a stop, because you'll pick a part, you think, well, I'm not putting that on because I've painted it, or, you know, everything else is immaculate. You pick a part up, it's not, you're gonna have to restore it. So you've got to be so careful. And that's where on this particular project, we really have got to be careful. Yeah, we want it right, and yeah, it's got to be right, and it's got to race, and it's got to be reliable, but it's also got to be a certain standard, which is, for us, is a big deal. We can't be having it driving around. I mean, even, it's irrelevant what the other car was like, which, to be fair, looks an absolute mess, but when I can see that it was actually built to quite a high standard, even though at the moment because of the dirt and the mess, you'll think it's not. Some things, you know, you can always critique people's work, and that's the easiest thing in the world to do, so I wouldn't dream of doing that. This is completely smashed up, and it was built to a really good standard. So that's what they've done. We've got our own standards, and that's what you've got to do. And when you build cars, you've got to do it to, it's a bit of a, I'm not preaching, but I'm sort of giving you a tip. If you build a car, you must do it to your standard. You mustn't be swayed by what other people do or other people tell you. You do it your way. If you're happy with it, because that's the person that, you know, that's the person who's got to be happy at the end of it. You do it your way, to your standard, and then you're fine. You don't. Every job doesn't have to be showroom. Well, what people call showroom. I mean, brand new. Brand new is not the standard of most restorations. A brand new car is not the same standard as a lot of restorations where they're painted under the arches, under the. New cars aren't done like that. New cars are done and built to use. So you can go too far and zinc in and chrome in and, you know, stainless steel. It's not necessary. So you must do it your way. But when we're doing somebody else's car, with, you know, we call ourselves professionals. We've got to do it to a good standard. So that's what's slowing us down. But because we've got to this stage now where it is all painted inside and things are going back on, we should be able to motor on a little bit now. Boxster Porsche is a bit odd where the engine's in the back. So it's a little, with the wiring loom, it's a little bit mixed back to front. I normally start with a wiring loom at the back of a car and work my way forward. So I strip the back wiring loom out of a car and I work my way forward past the fuel tank into the dashboard, engine, and then from the engine back to the dashboard again. And then you take the wiring loom out. That's how I always work. But you've got to remember, this is a Porsche, so it doesn't work that way. You're starting from the front to the dashboard. And that's where we are now. And then the engine will come out of the donor car, repairs done to the engine, and then the rest of the wiring loom from the engine back to the dashboard again, and then out. And then I'm probably confusing myself here now. In fact, I am. But that's where we are at the moment. So this is the second video on the Spa or Bust. So you can see we're tired, getting a bit confused and everything. But next week you will see a bit more. But what I'll do, it's Thursday. What I'll do is I mean, I'm racing at Croft at weekend, I'm not racing and working. And then we've got, just to make sure that we are going to get this done on time, on Wednesday of next week, we're at Donington on a track day with the coupe and a couple of trophy cars. In fact, a couple of coupes and a trophy car. And we've got a couple of pretty famous YouTubers joining us. So that'll be interesting for you. Twin Engine Courses should be with us, and Mark McCann should be with us. So that'll be a really good day out. So we're going to have a break from the build and spend a day with them guys having a bit of fun, which when we get back on Thursday, we'll be ready to roll again. But I'll do the video of that. Obviously, I'm going to do a video of it, and they'll do a video, so it'll be a bit of a... Oh, and Ollie's with us as well. Ollie's using his car. We've got a couple of coupes. So there's a good few of us going over to Donington Park and having a bit of a beano next Wednesday, and I'll video it. And obviously, I'll name that video something else. But that is where we're up to, crucial stages of the Spa or Bust build.